All right, welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Fanon. And in this video, we're going to be in the 147-pound division where some shocking news is taking place in the camp of Terence Crawford. And it is a situation involving his head trainer, Bocmac McIntyre, and something that took place on his way back from his fight with Chris Eubank, training Chris Eubank over in his win over Liam Smith. And it could have him behind some bars for between a half a decade and a decade and a half. Major situation, major dumb move. Don't understand why he would do this if he did it, but let's talk about that in this video. All right, welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Fanon, and in this video, we're going to be in the 147-pound division where Terence Crawford's trainer, Bocmac McIntyre, gets himself in what is apparently a lot of trouble. According to Michael Benson, Bocmac McIntyre has been arrested by armed airport police at Manchester Airport after a security guard found a loaded gun and ammunition in his suitcase on Sunday as he attempted to fly back to the U.S. after training Chris Eubank Jr. for a win over Liam Smith. Now, before I get into the details of this, let me welcome you back to the channel. Please, or at least my opinion of it, because that essentially is the details. Let me welcome you back to the channel if you're a longtime subscriber and supporter of the channel. If you are new to the channel, please accept my invitation to hit that subscribe button, hit the bell icon so you can be notified of when we release more videos. And if you are a longtime subscriber, man, thank you guys so much for your continued support. This is not good news, but honestly, man, it was something that was foreshadowed in an interview that I heard Bocmac talk about before the Terence Crawford fight, where he said he wanted to do something. And he was like, well, I don't know if I'm ever going to be able to do that because of this issue that I got with related to ammunition and related to the same topic. And I thought, man, maybe he's joking. That was like a really odd thing for him to say in this interview. But now, according to Michael Benson, at least, this dude's in jail in Great Britain over this. Man. Now, the funny thing is, now I'm not a barrister in the UK. I do believe that's what they call their attorneys. So, I can only Google search like everybody else to see what is the penalty for getting caught with an unlicensed GUN in the UK. And I heard things from 14 years, 5 years to 14 years for that. Man, and on top of it, to get on the airplane with it, ever since 2001, September 11th of 2001, everybody knew they got all kind of stuff in the airports preventing you from, letting you know not to do that. And because that is just a big whammy, man. You're not allowed to do that. But to do that and take it overseas and then into an area where the UK and the UK's GUN laws are very serious. I don't know if they've changed it, but for the majority of the time that I paid attention to what they said about policemen in the UK and in Great Britain, that they just carried batons. They are very, very serious. This is not the that's not the United States where it's, like, or Texas where everybody's got one. But even in Texas, you can't go into an airport with one. You can't get on a plane. You can't get on a plane and jump in there and fly to Illinois with one. If they find it, they're going to arrest you. Like, dude, what's up? Now, if he didn't do it, and I got to say this, like, because I mean it, if he didn't do it, hey, man, we'll see that he didn't do it, right? And then it'll be some type of issue that came up. But this is not like Devin Haney where it's in a car and somebody's saying, he's got bodyguards or people around him and he's saying it's not his and people don't know. If it's in his bag, it's in his bag. I don't see how you're going to get out of that. And I don't think that they're going to let him slide because he's Terence Crawford's trainer. But I mean, obviously he could. However, that is really tough, man. That is really tough. And if it is true, house to go down is like one of the most knuckleheaded things. Like, that's just straight knuckleheaded. And it, like, all right, like, if I see that with somebody, like, and I'm telling you again, I got to know that it's true. I don't know if it's true. Everybody deserves their day in court. I am going to continue to maintain that till I'm purple in the face, that people deserve their day in court. If a 50-plus-year-old man is still doing that and getting on the plane with that, going to the UK with that, what are you worried about in the UK? Like, what are you worried about in the UK? You got enough money that if you should have enough money after the percentages you got from Terence Crawford to hire some security when you get to the UK. But man, I can't, but that's just, to me, is absolutely mind boggling that he would be caught up in that type of situation. And again, the UK, I looked up the penalty. What happens if you get caught in the UK with a GUN? The penalty for possession of any type of firearm without a certificate is a maximum of 14 years in prison and an unlimited fine. An unlimited fine. They can hit you with whatever they want. Let me look at this again. What is the possession? What is the penalty for possession of a firearm in the UK? Such weapons are subject to mandatory minimum sentences, such as a mandatory minimum of 5 years imprisonment for an offender aged 21 and older, and 5 years detention in a youth offenders institute for those of 18, 19, and 20 at conviction. They've got a mandatory minimum on this. That is, man, if he's convicted of that, dog, he's going to be away for a long time. He will be away if he gets convicted of that, he's going to be away in the UK for the rest of Terence Crawford's career. Dude, that is very, 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 very severe and very, very, very irresponsible. Man, I'm telling you, man, you can't. When he joked about that the first time, when he joked about it and the issue that he had related to that, and I had to assume that was in Nebraska, but for you to jump in there and go to the UK with that, man, they don't play about that. But anyway, we'll see what happens. You let me know what you think in the comment section. And with that, I'm out. Deuces.